I'm motivated, won't give it up. Just because you hate it, roses toast it up. And get faded, we're doing a damn thing, cause you know that we made it. Can't stop now, I'm motivated, won't give it up. Just because you hate it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Backyard Brunch. I am your boy EJ Nunn. I am here with my sisters, Honey J and Gabby B. What's up, ladies? How y'all been?
Oh, peachy keen. Mm-hmm.
I've been getting yelled at for the last 15 minutes.
That's what happens when you don't show up on time.
Usually, you send a reminder, and just because we spoke 2 hours ago.
Stop. Pause. Right there. You just already incriminated yourself.
I would just like to say for the record that usually this conversation is being had at me, and I feel great that it's not happening right now.
Put myself in the fridge.
Yeah.
This is great.
Anyway,
I know we got a wonderful show going on today, right?
We do. We have a very wonderful show. We actually have. We're going to do something that we never do, which is play into one of the hot topics of today. And for those of you who don't know who the hot topic of the day is, it is Will Smith versus Chris Rock. The slap heard around the world. Now, for those of y'all who don't know what I'm talking about, which I highly doubt that y'all do, but there was an incident at the Oscars, and it's sad to that the fact that this incident took place in this specific place, and because it's like this whole thing, it took hold of everything. It pretty much it caused so much attention that it overshadowed the important part of that evening. So, and that's pretty sad. And so, and you know, normally we don't talk about celebrities on the show as usual, unless it's something that's real crazy and juicy that catches people's attention and it has to go into our lives and play a role, especially in my life and all this other stuff. So anyway, I don't know, Honey J, did you see the video?
Yeah.
Okay. I know that Gabby saw the video because I actually so I caught wind of this video last night before it got real hot and big and all this other stuff, and I know that most people was actually watching it live. You know, I got home around like 7, 8 something last night, and I'm on the phone with Gabby, and I just so happened to open up my tablet to YouTube. You know,
I would like to clarify that this man got home at goddamn near 10 o'clock at night. I was on the phone with me till almost 11, and the only reason we weren't still on the phone was because I have Do Not Disturb on, and so when he called me back after watching another video, I didn't get it. Anyways, continue. I'm sorry.
I didn't know we was putting each other's personal business out, but all right. So
you want to yell at me for 15 minutes?
That's what you get, titties, for not being here on time. Anyway, so
titties is making her
anyway,
a sandwich.
Anyway, so I see this video, and it says Will Smith attacks Chris Rock, and I'm like, nah. That's not like Will Smith to do anything like that. So I watched this video, and like I said, I'm on the phone with Gabby, and Gabby just hears my expression. All she hears is, "Oh fuck!" Like I was like, he actually did that on national TV. So Gabby was like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" I said, "Will Smith slapped the shit out of Chris Rock." I'm like, Chris Rock just got rocked, my nigga, like for real. So I'm like, I couldn't believe it. And it was all due to a joke that Chris Rock had told. And it was It was a light joke. It was a light joke, but it was still at the same time distasteful. You know. So it was a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith, and the joke was, "Hey Jada, I can't wait to see you in." He said, "Hey Jada, it's nice to see you. I love you. I can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2." And so, and as people know, Jada Pinkett has had to pretty much shave her head because she has alopecia and all that other stuff. And so, you know, that's a whole thing. And obviously Jada didn't like that joke, and due to the
I'd like to step in. She was the only one that didn't like that joke. 'Cause everybody else thought it was hilarious. Anyway, continue. I'll wait. I'll hold my peace.
well, she didn't like the joke because of the fact of her whole situation that's going on right now. Of course, having alopecia and all that other stuff, so it makes people pretty sensitive. It makes her pretty sensitive to the whole fact. And so, yeah, Will Smith decided to go ahead and get up there and pretty much say you're not gonna talk about my wife. And not only that, after Will slaps Chris Rock, he goes back, he sits back down, and he says, "Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth." And he said it twice. And he said, "Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth." Now, by that time, afterward, Chris Rock was sitting up. He was like, "Yo," and he said, "I'm going to." And then Chris had to pause for a minute because he had to gather himself because he was surprised that he just got popped on national TV. I mean, I would be surprised too. So he was like, "All right." And then he presented the award for documentaries. He handled it as a professional and everything like that. And he moved forward. And but you could tell that Chris was even stunned by it. And not only was he stunned by the whole thing, but he he couldn't even get his words together. That's how stunned he was. So, I felt for him on that, and you could tell it was like he was stunned by it, but he was pissed. He was pissed. You don't have no grown man walk on stage and slap your ass like that. Just is one of those things where it's like, yo, like this is very real right now. So, I wanted to talk about that today because I'm like, yo, like there was no real consequence for it. And I watched a couple of videos on it. The other thing that happened was Denzel Washington, Tyler Perry, and Bradley Cooper had actually talked to Will Smith about it. And I actually liked what Denzel Washington said to him. He said, when you're at your highest point, that's when the devil tries to get you. So that's when the devil tries to, pretty much take everything that you have. He tries to make you show your ass and all that other stuff. So I kind of agree with that. And so I have no clue what Tyler Perry said, and I don't know what Bradley Cooper said, but I did see them talking to Will, trying to calm him down and get everything reserved. And even Diddy came out after that and addressed the whole thing. And he said, yo, you know how Diddy is. Everybody know how Diddy is. So Diddy came out. I don't know if I think he was about to present something or he was announcing the next presenter or something like that. So Diddy came out and he said, "Chris, Will, we're going to talk about this at the gold party." And Diddy released a statement today saying that the issues between Chris and Will were resolved. So, I'm not really, I don't want to buy that because on the cool, like the one thing I'm thinking about, I'm like, yo, I'm waiting to see what Chris has to say. And I'm waiting to kind of see if Will and Jada have anything to say too. But let's talk about it. So, Honey J, let's start off with you. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
Well, y'all gonna have to excuse me. I got a little bit of bronchitis, so if I gasping for air, because yes, okay. So it's no surprise to anybody here. I do not favor Jada by any means, especially since that entire situation with August. I honestly feel like it was in bad taste then, and it is in bad taste now. um, she holds herself and she carries herself as a woman with, pride and dignity and sophistication, which every black woman should. She's done her part. She's done her due diligence. She was she was at her highest point. Then she stopped because she had kids and she chose her family over her career. And a lot of the and I understand that she does have a medical condition, and it can be affecting her emotionally in the same fact. So I can understand all everybody's talking about, oh well, he was just defending her and she was really hurt by it, and so on and so forth, and et cetera, et cetera. But in and this is just me talking. I don't know. I'm not an expert or anything of that matter. However, I saw a video this morning when I was sitting in my car. I saw a TikTok of Jada talking about her condition and talking about her hair. Back when she was an actress, and how she liked her hair real curly and flowy and bouncy and whatever. But because of the era she grew up in, everybody wanted it super European, so it had to be straight and flowy and just flat.
For the record,
So
for the record of what it was worth, though, Jada actually does. Well, I'm gonna just go like that. Yeah, Jada actually does have real good hair.
yeah, she did.
She actually
She
did.
did.
She actually did have that real good curly hair.
Right, and the fact that when she was acting at the time, they expected every black girl to have straight hair. Like, we don't want your hair out curly. We want it straight and down and long and whatever. So, she was going on about that. And then, she starts talking about how with this, with her condition now, everything, excuse me, with her hair, losing her hair and stuff, it's been a real struggle for her. But at the end of the video, she says that it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. She is happy with where she is right now. She's happy with the decision that she made to do with her hair and everything. She's happy. She doesn't care what anybody has to say about it. So for her to be that person, and I understand everybody has their weaknesses at one point or another, but for her to have to say that literally days before this particular incident, and then she takes a 30-second joke that anybody would have made, that I'm pretty sure she made at one point or another to somebody that was bald headed, and turn it into, now everybody's, like, oh, I feel so bad for her and Will did the right thing. But in all actuality, he jeopardized a lot for a joke that he meant no harm. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It's a choice. It's a choice for her to walk around bald headed. She chose to do that. She could have put on a wig. She could have put on a headscarf or whatever, but she chose not to. She's wearing it proudly. So why can't you embrace both the bad with the good? You know what I mean? Like, you sat there and embarrassed your husband for months. For months. You embarrassed yourself and your husband over that stupid ass entanglement. And now you want to be butthurt and not say anything. You want him to stand up for you, when literally, if you look at the video, every video I've seen, Will literally was cracking up at the joke. Cracking the fuck up. Like everybody else. Obviously she was not. She had attitude, she rolled her eyes. The next thing you see is Chris acknowledging the fact that Will got up and now all of a sudden he's getting smacked in the face. And I'm like, well, what the fuck just happened? Like, okay, if she started crying and her feelings were hurt, I get that. But it's a joke. You know how many jokes people make about Will regularly because of behind the shit that she does and the things that she says? And I'm trying not to say that she's not a victim. I'm not trying to say that people should be insensitive to her. But at the same time, that was not, yes, that's not the way Will should have handled it, whether he wanted to feel some type of way or not. But there was something that I read that kind of hit me, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe that makes sense. So, again, I have my biases, so there's that. So someone tried to defend her and say that, this is just, it was a good night for them. It was something that was supposed to be celebrating them. Will got his award for King Richard, and that they were like the head, the what's the word I'm looking for? Jesus. They're basically the reason why Black people are involved in the Oscars to begin with, because they pushed for it, they fought for it. So it was a good night for them, and I understand that. I completely understand that they very much pushed for Black people to be involved in things. But at the same time, you have to take the good with the bad. And it seems to me that Jada can't take the good with the bad unless she's in control of it. And now everybody's put out a statement. You just said, did he put out one? Yeah, Chris may not have said anything yet, but Will apologized during his speech while he was bawling his fucking eyes out. Bawling his eyes out because he was afraid that they were going to take his award from him. And now there's an investigation for them to potentially take his award from him. And I feel like there's no reason why. I get that's his wife, and I get that he loves her, and yes, a man should be should protect his wife at all costs, and so on and so forth. But that could have been a conversation after the fact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
During the commercial break, whatever, y'all set up a meeting, whatever the case may be, but it didn't have to happen then, it didn't have to happen there. And yeah, he may have lost his temper, but at the same time, how do you go from during the joke, you're cracking the fuck up, and then the next thing you see is him getting smacked? You get they get everybody else's face, but they don't get what happened between him laughing and then him going up there to smack Chris. There's no picture, there's no snap, there's no nothing of what Jada's face looks like besides her rolling her eyes and catching attitude. So, in my opinion, all those memes that are like, Pac wouldn't have let him do this for me, this is why I cheated on you, all those memes that I find fucking hilarious, but at the same time, that's how I feel. I feel like something was said to him that set him off, and it was not the joke. Honestly, that's just me. And again, I am biased because I don't like her, but that was a choice that she made. Just like when cancer patients choose to shave their head prior to their hair falling out completely, they have the choice to put on a scarf or wear a wig. She has that choice. She chose not to. She has no right or no reason to be upset for somebody making a joke. Simple as that.
Okay. So, Gabby, let's hear your opinion, and then afterward I'll ask this question. So go ahead.
I mean, I agree with Honey. My only part that I'm like, is, but also I didn't think about that fact. There is no picture of what happened between him laughing, her getting her little attitude offended, and then him standing up. But I didn't think about that. But we were talking about it earlier. And I mean, if Will loves her the way that he says he does, and obviously he does, because I don't know anybody who's going to sit there and have their dirty laundry aired for the entire world to see, not just the entanglement, but also the comments that she's made about he doesn't satisfy me sexually. That's the real tea right there. But I don't know anybody who would stick around and be like, oh yeah, no, let me sit here and be about this life. But but like I would have reacted the same way. So if it was really something where her feelings were hurt and he was just defending his wife, if I were in that position, I probably would have acted the same way. Fuck the cameras, fuck where I am. I'm gonna smack you real quick. Especially because it feels like they already had a conversation about this because Chris Rock liked to talk shit. So if that was something that happened prior, then yeah, I hold my beer, babe. That's my opinion on it. Honey gave it all, and I agree with most everything that she said. The only thing that I have input on is I'd have smacked the fuck out of him too.
So you're in 100%. Okay, so
Except for it could have waited until a commercial break, because obviously I would have smacked the fuck out of him too.
no. So in retrospect, um, what? So Gabby, you feel like Will actually took the right approach?
Not that he took the right approach. I don't feel like it's something where it's right or wrong. I feel like he took the approach that was most natural for him in that moment. If my baby, I don't have a baby right now, but if I did, if my baby feelings were hurt on national television because somebody made an insensitive joke about something that they are dealing with personally, it would have been my natural response. So I can relate to his response. Because how many times, E, have you seen me go to bat for somebody that I care about, not giving a fuck about the consequences?
Yeah, I understand that. I
So
understand it completely.
that's more of where I stand with it. I don't think that it was a right decision. I don't think that it was a wrong decision. It was the decision that was made in that moment. And it's relatable.
And it was one of the craziest moments. It's going to go down as one of the craziest moments in television history.
Oh yeah, we're done talking about Kanye and Taylor Swift. It's now Will Smith and Chris Rock.
Yeah, and literally, as a comedian, granted, I know I have not gotten a chance to work with Chris Rock, but pray for that in the future. So, as a comedian, I have to say that Chris Rock, first thing, is one of the baddest comedians in the game, and it's legend. And following what both of y'all said, I think that yeah, the joke might have been a little distasteful. I wouldn't have necessarily made that specific type of joke. But I also too, my whole thing is, comedians, we don't know everybody's personal life. We don't.
I want to interrupt real quick. So, I get your argument. Not everybody knows everybody's personal life. But I saw a post earlier today that made a whole lot of fucking sense about the tea and the gossip. And he knew. There's no way he didn't know. There's no way. She was super open about it. And we like to talk shit. We like to gossip. We like to do, not comedians, just people in general. But people of color and the white passing person of color, because you guys won't let me claim my whiteness anymore.
Because you're not. You're not.
So, I mean, I'm not. You're right. Anyways, I'm bright as fuck, but that's not the point. That's not the point. So my point is that people of color all across the board, we gossip. It doesn't matter how much money we have. It doesn't matter what our positions in life are. We gossip. He knew, and that's essentially what the post was. That what she said in her TikTok. I don't remember who the original person was, but I 1,000% agree. It makes sense.
Well, even
How much shit do we talk, E?
we talk a lot of shit, but also too, it's one
Random
of those.
gossip.
But also too, it's one of those things like even though like I may know information and all this other stuff, like okay, like I said, going back to being a comedian, like me being a comedian, yes, I know this information. Yes, I could probably make 1,000 jokes off of this information. But it's one of those things too, where I'm like, okay, if I'm seeing you, like Honey said, she was embracing it and all that other stuff. If I'm seeing you embracing it, and I choose to make one small little gesture toward it, it's like I'm thinking, okay, she's proud of this, then we could talk about it. So I could say something freely about it, and she'll be okay. But being in that same sense, um, it's like even if she is offended from it, give me time to bounce back and fix it. Tell me, hey, I didn't like what you said. That really hurt me, because even though I'm trying to embrace this is still very sensitive for me. And I'd have been like, yo, I really didn't mean anything by it. I'm sorry. Give me a chance to apologize. It's not me trying to embarrass you or anything like that. And even the little punchline that he used, it's not like G.I. Jane was like a prostitute or something like that.
Exactly. She was a badass.
Yes.
And that's the thing too. Like, he could have literally, I mean, you guys seen the memes, right? Like, somebody.
I saw one video. Boy, it had me dying.
Yo,
It showed Will Smith at the after party, like celebrating with his award and all that other stuff. But it wasn't the original music. You remember the song by Ludacris, like "I'ma slap a nigga"?
mhm.
Had him dancing to that.
Jesus. Yeah, and there was one that was like, his joke could have been a lot worse. They were trying to make, like, they were trying to justify Will going up there and smacking him. And honestly, yes, had the joke, because I think it said that was like, oh, Jada, you want to mess with little boys so much, now you starting to look like one. Now that, I would have justified him going up there and punching the shit. Yeah, absolutely. But you're not gonna call me no little boy, and you're not gonna put something that we've put behind us out there. But at the same time, it's like he didn't call her a testicle. He didn't tell her that he didn't call her Chrome Dome. He didn't call her Megamind. Like, he could have gone so much further with that.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
Yeah.
She wore green. She definitely could have, like, come on. Just for you to cut your attitude, she definitely either A, already just don't like Chris Rock. Because that's definitely the look on her face, was, I don't like you. That's the look that every black woman, every regular, basic, ghetto, ratchet black woman gives to a person who she has an attitude with forever.
There were so many descriptors.
Look, I have to use all of the look. This year's theme is use better adjectives. Okay, we are throwing all of our SAT vocab out here. Okay, so like she literally.
Damn.
Honestly, if she didn't try to carry herself in such a way, I'm pretty sure she would have gone up there and done it herself. And that, in my opinion,
I feel like that would have been taken so much better too.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would have.
Nobody would have, like, or even if she just flicked him off, like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've gone to the point where people feel bad. They've gotten to the point where the relationship between Jada and Will, everybody's either they're not even on the fence anymore. It's either, oh, they love each other and he'll do anything for her, or no, she's completely emasculated this man and now he has to prove himself at every chance he gets.
Okay, so in all reality, if you look at their relationship and everything that's happened in the last couple of years, she's just a master manipulator. Because even on her round table, she's talked about how her kids and her and Willow had to like do this whole redo of their relationship. And Willow was like, nah, man, I fucking hated you because of what you did to Dad. It wasn't even a year later, and she was like, but I forgive you and we understand. No, you are a master manipulator.
She is manipulative. She is a victimizer. She is narcissistic. And she is an abuser. Just in general, she is an abuser. She uses everything, her choices. She chose to stop working to be a parent to her children. But let's be honest.
According to Willow, not a great parent.
So what parenting did you really do? Because if you ask me, Will's done more for his kids than she has. How many movies was Jaden in before he decided to go off on his own thing? How did Willow end up in the music business? Her mama didn't help her do it. So where is that? Oh, well, I stayed home to be with the kids. Ma'am, you didn't end your career. You chose to stop working because you didn't like the jobs you were being given. Now, had she stayed with Gotham, she probably would have gotten, where she was. But that's the last thing I've seen her in. And
she was in the new Matrix again.
Oh, she was? Okay.
Yeah, but she wasn't very recognizable. I mean, you knew who she was, but at the same time, you didn't.
Yeah.
They aged her.
Yeah, and even like in Gotham, like she was good the first couple episodes she was in, but eventually, I don't know if it was the directing or if it was the script or if it was her, but it was just like, is she doing too much? And honestly,
I will be honest, I didn't see it.
At first, like I said, it was great. I was like, oh, this is great for her. I love it. This is awesome. And then something just didn't sit right. And to be honest, she's and again, we don't usually put all this out here, but I don't like Beyonce. I don't like Beyonce. I don't. But honestly, I would rather listen to Beyonce on repeat than support Jada at this point. On repeat. And I do not. I don't. The last thing, I just don't. I don't hate Beyonce. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with her. I don't hate her. I have my preferences with Rihanna, of course, even though she left me, and it's fine. But it's fine. It's okay.
Pause real quick. Can you not hear me? God damn it, honey.
I heard you. No. I'm having a moment over here. This is about me.
Have your moment in silence, okay?
Okay, PB and J, go ahead.
It was only PB, okay? It was good too. Listen, honey messaged me midway through my like scarfing it down, and she's like, stop leaning into the camera. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm sorry, I was hungry. I thought I had more time. But anyways, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, this podcast is gonna go viral now, only because the Beehive is gonna want to cancel your ass.
They can't cancel me because they can't find me. No, I'm just kidding.
They're gonna cancel
That's
your
fine.
ass.
They can cancel me all they want to. I'm entitled to my opinion, and guess what? They'll cancel me, and I will re-up on all of my aliases, and they will never figure it out. I am perfectly okay with that. I don't. I have every right to say what I have to say. Again, I don't hate her. She's a wonderful person. I loved her music when I was younger. I just she changed and I ain't appreciate it. Just as simple as that. She changed and I ain't appreciate it. It is what it is.
I don't know.
But
I like I'm a Beyonce fan ish. Like I like her music, but that's I'm not like one of those crazy fans for anybody though. So I don't know what you mean by she changed because I'm just like she put music out and it was good and I liked that. That's that.
mm,
I had to do it with the drop down.
well, we're not gonna get into it. We're not
Um.
gonna get into that.
Anyway, back to the subject at hand. uh, wow. I really hope this video gets like so many views. Anyway, so but like honestly, I have to say that like back to the whole like the joking and all the other stuff, man. Like give somebody the opportunity to apologize, man. Don't don't just sit up here and like you making him you make him into the bad guy automatically without giving him a chance to apologize. And then on top of that, like I said, that shit overshadowed everything and every hero that we look up to, man.
hmm
Like nobody, like not many people know that not everybody in the area in all areas know Samuel Jackson got his first Oscar last night.
hmm
And in my mind I'm like Samuel Jackson should have been and had an Oscar.
Sure should have.
He should have been and had one, and that moment took that away from him. And I'm like, yo,
He got
like,
wait. He got his first one last night?
yes, Samuel Jackson got his first Oscar last night.
What?
Exactly.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I mean. Like, Samuel Jackson got his first Oscar last night. I can't remember the movie that it was for, but he got his first Oscar, and I'm like, yo, Samuel Jackson makes every character that he plays come to life. And so for that moment to overshadow Samuel Jackson's night is like, dude, that's sad.
Also, too, so I saw their TikTok that they made prior to the Oscars. I don't know if anybody else saw it, but I live on TikTok, right? Will and Jada were there for the fucking violence. They chose violence before they even got there.
Jada chose violence when she popped out. Her mom was shut up, April. Shut up, honey. God.
We gonna get canceled. We gonna get canceled.
She want to come for me? That's fine. We can have a conversation.
Our 5 listeners are gonna be like, we're not listening to these bitches
Look.
anymore.
But,
I know it's more than 5, but I like to keep about it. Anyways.
look, the 3.5 that just watch it multiple times. It's fine. Hey guys, we see you. Yes.
I honestly like, and my whole thing, like real shit. The only thing behind it is because of the fact that and I have trust me, I'm doing my best trying not to make the jokes that I'm thinking about, because I'm like, yo, like I could have really. What if Chris would have ducked off? Like, what if Chris would have ducked
If he
or
would have
something like
swung
that?
back, I swear, if he would have swung back, that would have been it. And honestly, the fact that he didn't, and the fact that it was an open-handed hit, was part of the reason why I thought, okay, well, this was obviously fake.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
And even like the way that he like moved, it was like he was expecting it. I don't know if anybody. I watched the video like 4
nah,
times.
Well, when
Okay,
you
it's
when
all
you black
over
and
my
you grow up
fucking
in the
feed
hood,
right now.
when you see somebody come up,
You always on
and
your toes.
always on your toes.
I understand that. I understand that, guys. I know I preach about the whiteness in my skin tone, but
say something.
I ain't grow up in the suburbs, okay? And
What?
Round Rock was the most suburby area that I was in, and I was there for a year.
No, I didn't care if I did.
Mhm.
I don't care if I did move to a smaller city. I was always on my toes when people walked to me. I'm like, all right, like what you about to do, man?
Look, E has seen me pop off multiple times, and I'm better now that I'm older. But he saw me pop off in high school. It's fun.
All I'm
Always
saying,
did. Now
all
I
I'm
don't
saying
love
is,
that
what would have
but
happened? What would have happened if Will Smith was to miss that slap? Then think about how far uh,
oh my
Chris
god, the
Rock could have
news would have
really
been
taken
fucking
that joke.
amazing.
Imagine how far he could have really taken that joke. Because even me sitting here now, and I wasn't gonna say it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway. Because if there was a swing at me, knowing how I am on my toes, and it's like, dude, I don't take up self defense for nothing. If he was to swing at me and I was able to dodge it in time, and I was like pushing him off, or somebody was to come and take him off the stage or whatever, I'd have been like, that's a slap that you should have did for your entanglement. Like you should
Oh
have
Lord,
did like
that
that's
was you know what? That's funny because that's actually a meme that I saw earlier today. I was
But
that
Oh,
slap
honestly,
was.
like he didn't move. He saw him. That man went straight for him.
but so I also
He knew what
I
was
saw
gonna
something.
happen.
He probably saw it
And
coming. But here's the thing. I thought I read something or I saw something somewhere. Wasn't Chris Rock just in like an arm brace or some shit like 2 weeks ago?
No, I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Y'all are asking me to keep up with pop culture, and I'm over here like,
No. It's something that I saw, and I'm like,
stick it down.
that could be why he did not react. But at the
I mean,
same
we
time,
can Google it. Hold on.
No. Because I'm tired of your camera. I'm tired of your camera turning on and off.
we can keep it pushing.
But
at the end
I
of
was
the day, we don't
having
condone
a
violence.
conversation prior to this, and the conversation was continuing, and I was like, this is gonna be until like 10 o'clock at night. Let me at least respond to the conversation because yeah. And then they said something back that was fucking hilarious because of what I said, and so I was like, I gotta double down now. It was a whole thing, okay? The whole thing.
Inexcusable.
I'm about to slap the shit out of her.
Oh my god.
Listen, everybody already knows that I'm just chaos in titties. Okay.
So rounding it out, violence is never the answer.
No.
Use your words, and
Yeah.
if you're gonna be about it, be about it. 10 toes down, big dog. Jada needs to go ahead and put her 10 toes down, and if she's gonna be the person that she's portraying, be that person. Will,
I never heard that.
Will, the same thing for Will. Sir, you are the man of your house. You are the king of your kingdom, and in all honesty, right now you are being dragged like a jester, and you need to get that shit together. You are. He is a great man. He has done so much for himself, starting from when he was so young to now, and there is no reason why he should let himself or a stranger, a colleague, somebody that is, his competition, his wife, anybody, drag him the way he is being dragged right now. And yeah, the jokes come with it and so on and so forth, but sir, you have been the butt of everybody's joke for the last 2 years?
That's another thing too. He's so passive that it just wasn't.
That's because it's not worth it.
Reaction.
And he knows it's not worth it. But Jada's all about attention. His wife is all about attention, and he is not. Publicity is publicity, but at the same time, he is classier than she is acting, that she is trying to pretend to be. And at the end of the day, it's not worth him losing everything that he could be, and that he is over, her being butthurt over something stupid and just justifiable. It's not justifiable.
Over a
anyway,
funny.
I'm gonna go ahead and just just in case anybody else didn't get a chance to see the shit. Well, just in case anybody else didn't get a chance to hear certain things because it was overshadowed by so much. Yes.
Who didn't see it? Because I know that.
No,
it's all
no,
over
I'm not
all
talking
over.
about. I'm not talking about the slap.
I'm not
I'm
talking
not
about.
talking about the slap.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But I want to say first thing. I do want to say, with all of the controversy that's coming his way and everything like that, congratulations to Will Smith on his first Oscar, and also too for Best Picture, Coda won. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to Questlove for, yeah, Tribe Called Quest. So Questlove for winning Best Documentary, because that was crazy is that the incident took place right before that award was handed to him. So I felt bad for the man in that moment because I know that everybody's still tripping. Like, did you just see what Will did? It's like, yo, Questlove won a fucking Oscar. Somebody from a great hip hop band. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to Billie Eilish for winning. I think she won Best Song or something like that. Best Original Song or something. So
yeah, because she did the music for oh, I can't remember now. Never mind.
I don't know.
I can't remember either.
I know she did the music for Turning Red, but I don't think Turning Red was part of this. I think that was this year.
Yeah,
Okay.
Turning Red was this year, so
yeah. But she did do a good job with that too, so I'm gonna give her that. Yeah, she did a very good job with it.
Also too, who else won? Best Visual Effects winner went to the new show that's out. I think it's called Dune or Dune.
Yes, Dune.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah, so that one won Best Visual Effects and also won Best Original Score. So congratulations to them on that. The Windshield Wiper won Best Nominated Short Film. And I'm trying to see because I gotta find out what Samuel Jackson won because I'm really, really feeling bad because I don't even know what he won. But it's like it's killing me to really know, like, yo, Sam, what the hell did you do? Like, oh, see, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's that bullshit. Samuel got an Oscar for honorary Oscar, which is a pretty big deal. So, and it was presented to him by Denzel Washington. So, I wanna congratulate Samuel Jackson on his win. But yeah, man, I hate the fact that certain things and certain people got overlooked and overshadowed. But I really do hope that it turns out to be better. Will, Jada, y'all need to have a conversation.
You have more than a conversation, okay?
You need to have you need to have a real conversation. But I honestly hope that Chris Rock does. I hope Chris Rock is okay, if anything, because I see everybody coming to Will's rescue and to see if Will's justified or not and everything like that. But nobody bothered to check on Chris Rock, man. So, if anything, I wish Chris Rock the best because, like I said, when it comes to that moment, also changes up a lot of things for comedians because even Kathy Griffin and a couple of other comedians were like, "Yo, so do we gotta like hire security now?" Because like that that makes people think that they can just walk up on stage and put their hands on somebody because of the fact they don't like what's being said. So it's like, me as a comedian, am I worried about that? I know how I talk and I know how it's reckless. Obviously, for the people that are watching this fucking show or listening to this show, yeah, y'all know how I talk. Y'all know how we talk on here. So, am I gonna change up because of the way that somebody else don't like it? Well, that's when I go to that old saying that your grandparents taught you, that your mom taught you, your dad probably taught you, aunts, uncles. Not everybody gonna like everything that you do. Everybody ain't gonna like what you do, and it's up to you to either keep going or to crumble under pressure. And on this show, we don't crumple under pressure. We gonna keep it moving. And Will and Jada can see this video and be like, "I want it taken down." It's not happening. But
No.
no, everybody has an opinion, and and we're not even just as clarity. This is not none of us bashing somebody purposely. I know Honey J says she doesn't really like Jada, but it's like that's just her own opinion. She don't like her, she just don't like her. So
Yeah.
you ain't gotta like everybody, and for anybody who's gonna have some negative shit to say about it, well, who's the person that you don't like? Because y'all been doing some bullshit. Even this even trumps Kanye West outburst for the last couple of weeks, with him going back and forth with Kim and Pete and DL Hughley. Like, so it's like, yo, like, y'all ain't gotta worry about this no more. Y'all can sit there and chill, unless Kanye gonna have another outburst it's like out of nowhere. So, but to all of I know I didn't get a chance to read all of them, and I'm not about to go through that whole list, but I will say to all of the Oscar winners, congratulations to all of y'all. To all of the because they even had Will Packer was directing everything too. And that's the other thing that got overshadowed. If you're talking about black excellence, like, we was, Will and Jada, they brought up the whole thing of like the Oscars doesn't have black people and all this, and doesn't nominate black people and this and that and the third. But now we've gotten to a point where we actually had a black director directing the whole thing. So I want to say congratulations to Will Packer for a big night too. And I hope that moment doesn't take away from what he was trying to do and reach his greatness. So I want to say congratulations to all of them, and I hope that Will and Chris could resolve this whole thing, because it's terrible for comedy to go against. It's terrible for comedy to not be able to make comedy the way we appreciate it. Comedy is supposed to be edgy. Comedy is supposed to make you laugh at even your own situations. It's not supposed to bring you down. It's not supposed to make you feel some type of way. It's designed to make you laugh at even your hardest things. Like, us as comedians, some people don't realize that. And I heard Marlon Wayans say this. He was like, Marlon Wayans said to Kevin Hart, I listened to this podcast that Kevin Hart has called Comedy Gold Mines. And Marlon said, some of the jokes that we make, people don't realize how sad and depressed we truly are behind this joke. It may be funny to everybody, but you don't know how hard it was for me to really laugh at this. And we have to dig deep. And it's like, we always tell stories and everything about ourselves, and it's like we find that way to laugh at ourselves and everything like that. So I just hope Jada could find a way. Maybe she hasn't found it just yet, but I really hope she finds a way to really, like, you know what, that was a little too serious. I shouldn't have took it that serious, and it's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind it. It's not like you were the complete butt of the joke, man. But I really hope that they find like some closure within this whole situation, and hopefully y'all didn't ruin the black experience of the Oscars, man. Because even
We
and it's
can't get taken nowhere. We can't go nowhere. We
yeah.
ain't getting invited no more. Just nothing.
And the bad part is, how is it that you like? This is the funniest thing to me ever, because everybody was talking about, oh, it was full of black experience and all this other stuff. But it's like, first thing, white people already look at us like we the most violent race, and we ain't gonna get in that
Especially
part.
the women.
Yep. And so it's like people look at us like we the most violent race. But also too, what's funny is Will Smith slapped the same dude who made the joke and said there's nothing worse than a nigga fucking it up for all black people. And so Chris Rock said these words. He said the difference between being African American, black, and just a nigga. He said black people could get together and do great things together. African Americans, they're more upscaled and they're more of the suburban living and all this other stuff. He said, but ain't nothing worse than when you get a nigga to come in and fuck it up for everybody. It's just like one nigga to fuck it up for all niggas. Like, who the fuck is this nigga? Like, so it's like you slapped the dude who spoke about all this. Now, bro, we in a night of black excellence, and you are the nigga that fucked it up for black excellence, bro. Like, look what happens when you put a lot of niggas in a room. Like, come on, bro. Like there's always some shit that's gonna happen. Like, so, and it's like, dude, this ain't the Source Awards. Come on, Will. That was a tuxedo night. Everybody was dressed up elegantly, very elegantly, and
So there's something I forgot. I completely forgot about, because I don't watch any award show. Like, I'm not finna no. So
I don't watch any award show like I used to anymore. Not like I used to.
I never did, and I just I watched the recap. I'd much rather watch football, but I realized something, and you made me remember it when you said that they were like, the Oscars are so white, right? And when they did that whole hashtag and they were boycotting it or whatever, that was in 2016 when Chris Rock was also hosting.
I was gonna bring that up.
He was hosting then, and then he also made comments that were inappropriate but funny-ish, but still borderline like, bro, you may have been pushing too many buttons there. But they weren't there. They weren't there. And that was the same year that Will did Concussion. So it was like, he was making fun and this and that. And the article that I read, Chris made a comment to Jada supposedly about the fact that the whole reason why she boycotted was because Will didn't win an Oscar for that particular movie. And when somebody, paparazzi or whoever, brought it to her attention later on while she was filming some movie that I never saw or heard of, she just kind of played it off and gave them, a little peace sign and laughed it off. So it was like I said, she definitely had animosity in her face. Like, there was definitely something behind that. But again, I highly doubt, as two black men who grew up in an era where black men were not unified, were not given chances, and were not given opportunities, I highly doubt that any of that was out of malice or true disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Why would he do that? I honestly feel like there's no reason why any of that should have been as aggressively taken as it was, or as people are taking it in general. Obviously, we don't know these people personally, but I don't see. I mean, I feel bad that Chris Rock, being a 57-year-old man, just got smacked in the face by another grown man in public and couldn't react or defend himself because he had to be in a professional manner. But at the same time, I don't feel like I'm not justifying anything, and I still blame Jada for all of it. So either way, it doesn't matter. Gabby. Gabby's like, yeah, it's all her fault. It's cool. Anywho,
Yeah.
Well,
I
we
just,
gonna what? You gonna what?
I wanted to move on from this real quick, and I just wanted to talk about the situation that happened in Orlando over the last weekend.
Well, we're gonna
Um,
take a quick break
I don't
and then
wanna
we'll
talk
come
about
back
that.
to that. No, okay.
No, just kidding. Go ahead.
We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back to talk more about that. Sorry we took up so much time on this, but coming up we do have, of course, Honey's spiel about Orlando, and then we also have a special guest coming, and it is a comedian, or I almost said Orlando. It's a comedian Oreo. He'll be up, and we're gonna do a little interview with him. So y'all don't move, stay right there. This is the Backyard Bunk. We'll be right back.